Let's talk about the Chicago flag. Today, it can be seen pretty much anywhere. It's on buildings, hats, t-shirts, and people even have it as a tattoo. Chicagoans have a great amount of pride for this flag, and so do vexillologists, people who study flags. The flag is beautifully simplistic, with fantastic symbology. And while it's great to know what each part of the Chicago flag means, not many people actually know the history behind the flag itself. The flag we know and love today didn't start out the way it is today. It started out like this. Yeah, it's come a long way since then. It all started out in 1892 as Chicago was preparing for the World Columbian Exposition. Chicago didn't have a flag, and for a city that was just about to host the World's Fair, this was a problem, kind of a big one. Chicago already had a municipal symbol, this Y shape, which represents the three branches of the Chicago River as they come together. You can see them all over the city. They're hidden in plain sight. And once you see them, they're really hard to unsee. They chose this symbol to be the basis of the flag, but they had no colors. So on September 11, 1892, the Tribune ran a contest asking for color submissions. The winner would receive $100, about $2,500 in today's money. They received over 829 submissions in just 10 days. Eventually, Alfred Roard's design of red and white won the competition. But it wasn't really red. Well, not the red you would think of when most people say red. The Tribune called it terracotta, which I think was generous. I would have gone with dirt, but it was their competition. Throughout the World Columbian Exhibition, it featured on banners, flags, and crest as a representation of the city. Thankfully, it was never approved by the city council, and it remained an unofficial Chicago Tribune contest flag, all the way up to 1916 when the city council put out an official call for entries. A Chicago Municipal Flag Commission was formed, and they turned to Wallace Rice, an author and flag enthusiast, to help write the criteria and rules on which submissions would be judged. They received thousands of designs. The process of elimination by the commission was a lengthy one. Some of the notable examples to be excluded included multicolored flags, flags which featured 8 to 12 different colors. And one ingenious person who heard Chicago was the melting pot of humanity decided to submit a design of a black pot in the middle which had flames coming out of the top. In the end, Wallace Rice won the competition himself. As a flag enthusiast, he worked on over 400 designs for the competition. Rice's design was simple and effective, everything a flag should be. The flag was made up of 3 white stripes and 2 blue stripes. The 2 blue stripes symbolized the north and the south branches of the Chicago River. The 3 white bars represented the 3 sides of the city, north, west, and south. 2 red stars with 6 points were located in the middle to represent the Chicago Fire and the World's Fair, 2 great influences on the city's history. On April 4th, 1917, the flag was approved by the committee unanimously, with 63 yes votes. The stars were offset to the left, as Rice knew that additional stars could be added at the approval and discretion of the city council. The 6-point star was a unique design and had never been featured on a flag before. Each point is said to have a meaning, however, this is mostly unofficial. In 1928, the city wanted to change the 6-pointed star to a 5-pointed one, for reasons which are totally unknown to me. But it could be to do with the uniqueness of a 6-pointed star, as a 5-pointed star was widely adopted around America. They actually passed an ordinance which approved this. Rice went public with his anger against the new design, and not much information is known about it except that nothing happens. For a period of 5 years between 1928 to 1933, the design was meant to have 5-pointed stars, although nobody ever bothered to change it. On October 11th, 1933, the city added an additional star for the centenary of progress. The official ordinance was reverted back to 6 points on each star. Wallace Rice died December 16th, 1939. 5 days later, a 4th star was added for Fort Dearborn. The meaning of the stars were reordered to be chronologically represented, and that's how the Chicago flag has stayed. Of course, there's always the option to add additional stars, but the significance and importance of that decision should not be overlooked. But this hasn't stopped people from making suggestions, such as the nuclear age, first French explorers, Special Olympics, the 1990s Chicago Bulls, the 2016 Chicago Cubs, Richard J. Daley, Harold Washington, the dredging of Chicago River, the 2005 Chicago White Sox. The list goes on and can easily get out of hand. For us to even consider an event, it would have to be so unique and encompass Chicago as a whole. If we look at where we started and where we are now, I for one am really happy with what we've got.